Well, the fourth Africa Youth in Tourism Innovation Summit and Challenges has ended. The platform was aimed at creating networks for youth in tourism, promote innovation and scaling African startups, and create Africa Tourism Innovation Hub. Joining me now in the studio is Namibia's Minister of Environment, Forestry and Tourism, that's Bohamba Shifeta. Minister, always a pleasure to have you on our platforms.
Thank you for having me here.
All right, and now, Minister, you have just seen the insert there by our colleague talking about skills not being aligned and so on. But then again, as I'm sure that the government has set objectives in terms of what it wanted to achieve from this summit that just ended. So what are some of the objectives, and has the summit achieved those objectives?
Yes, indeed. Some of our objectives were to bring youth together with their experts, especially industry experts in tourism, and also financial institutions. And we have done that. We had these young people who came from Africa, about 44 countries. African countries have sent delegations, and we had those are participants now, and we had about 700, more than 700 physically participated, and those some of them are participated online. And we had about 70 industry experts. It is something that was an initiative that benefited so many young people. We had about 35 exhibitors. These are young people exhibiting, showcasing their skills and showcasing their goods and services. So it was in fact a successful one. And also these young people interacted with these experts, and they presented their concerns and challenges.
Now, Minister, this is one of the industry that has been hardest hit by the COVID-19 pandemic. Your cabinet colleague, Dr. Ita Murangi, just spoke about if there's a mismatch in the skills and also calling for innovation, which would also include the use of digital or social media platforms to take advantage of benefits of technology when it comes to tourism. Was that also thoroughly explored by the young people and the experts that you just mentioned?
Yes, indeed. Yeah, there were some experts who in a digital transformation and innovation, and also, digital media transformation. And this is what young people need today. For instance, African continent is the least visited continent by tourists.
What are some of the contributing factors?
Africa is perceived as every negativity is now presented. Africa is presented like a negative continent. Every negativity is, associated with Africa. And that is a very misunderstanding, a misconception about Africa. Because once something is happening in North Africa is close to Europe. It's not, and Southern Africa is very, very far from North Africa. But once something small happens, then the whole continent catch the flu. So what is important now, and that is what young people should do, they should lean more on digital transformation, and that is the tool that we can use to market Brand Africa. We have about 1.3 tourists travel every year, but Africa only get list about 0.6%. That is about less than 70 million. Even close to the Paris vista that Paris gets almost annually.
So what are the
about 40.
African governments doing to change those perceptions of the continent being painted as a dark continent of conflict, continent of poverty, and all the negative perceptions that you are talking about?
We need to market Africa as in a connectivity way, in a very positive way, that African continent should exhibit itself as with those offers that Africa has. We have so many offers when it comes to tourism, but we should make so collectively. For instance, Southern Africa, we have very beautiful attractions, but we don't do that together. So we do that in isolation. And that is the idea now we have to inculcate in, for instance, in Kavango, Zambezi Transfrontier Conservation, that we want to market, it's 5 countries. Mm-hmm. We want to market that area. And that is the largest transfrontier conservation in the world. And it's the transfrontier conservation with the largest population of wild animals in the world. So we can market that collectively. And that's what we need to do. We need to present that Africa is not what people perceive.
So collective marketing to position brand Africa. Now the summit has ended, Minister, which from your descriptions was quite resourceful. What's next?
What we need to do now, especially when it comes to our young people who want to venture into tourism and innovate, we have to identify young people with a potential and those with innovative ideas, and also bring them together with the experts. And they need to get more in the digital transformation, because it's easy now to do that, to market the continent through digitalization. And that is the easiest tool and the cheapest tool to market brand Africa.
Mm-hmm. So that means the lessons would be ongoing.
Of course.
All right, then thank you so much for that update or the sharing of the outcome of the summit, Minister.
Thank you very much.
And that was the Environment, Forestry and Tourism Minister, Bohamba Shiveta, just speaking on the objectives of the Africa Youth in Tourism Innovation Summit and challenges that has just ended in Windhoek today.